Hi, my name is David Chesser. Imagine you're out hiking or biking or doing your favorite activity outdoors, using your cell phone for GPS as many people do, and it dies. This is a very easy way to become lost. Many people say that it could never happen to them, that they could never get lost because they have a good sense of direction. But according to littlethings.com, about 2,000 people get lost in the US alone every year. This is why I believe it is important to know some basic survival skills. According to Wilderness Awareness School, there are 4 things that you need to survive: food, water, shelter, and fire. These are just the basics, but they are all essential. Fire is one of the most important elements to survival in any weather condition. Fire can be used to keep you warm, cook food, and purify water. One of the best ways to be prepared for this is to carry a lighter or matches whenever you're outdoors or feel that there's any chance that you may get lost. An important backup plan is to know how to make fire without using any of these things, such as using a bow to build a friction fire. Shelter is another thing that you will need to learn how to build because the elements can be a killer. Shelter can keep you out of the cold as well as keep the sun off of you. Depending on where you are in the country, either of these could be a serious problem. There are many ways to build a shelter, but a lean-to or a teepee style is the fastest and easiest. Another thing to consider is where you're at in the country. Heavily wooded areas are much easier to get lost in than wide open plains and such as that, and you may need to consider that before going out into them. Food and water are things that we as humans cannot live without, and you will need to find these fast in a survival situation. According to Steve Balestria, a human can live for 3 weeks without food, but only 3 days without water. The easiest way to get water would be to find a fast-moving stream with fresh water that is sanitary to drink. But if all you can find is sterile water, such as a lake or pond, you can take that water and boil it over a fire to make it pure to drink. The fastest way to get food would be to forage for natural foods, as hunting may not be an option. If you're wondering where you can learn these things, many people go to survival schools if they want to get better at these skills, but you can go on the web and learn many of them. YouTube is a great source for learning these skills, and there are many other sites. You may also need to practice these skills, since when you need to use them, it may be very stressful or extreme conditions. If you're a person that likes to explore, be in the outdoors, knowing some of these survival skills may be the difference in between life and death. You don't need to know how to survive for a month out in the woods, but you may need to survive for a couple days if you were to get lost or your car break down on the side of the road. For instance, we went camping up in New Mexico in a heavily wooded area, and we were with some younger kids, and it would have been very easy for some of them to get lost. They may not need to survive for several days, but knowing some of these simple survival skills may have been the key to helping them get back. Thank you very much for your time.